California man has been sentenced for a deadly Gulfport shooting following a guilty plea. 22-year-old Makhari Gasaway was sentenced to 50 years in prison.
Why did one ordinary night on a dating app turn into a deadly encounter? The answer lies in a story filled with deception, anger, and heartbreaking loss. It's a story that shook the small town of Gulfport, Mississippi, and left a family grieving the unimaginable. On a warm summer night, 27-year-old Shawmayne McClam, a nursing assistant who had big dreams for her future, invited someone into her home. It was a date with a man she'd met online, someone she thought she could have a nice, casual evening with. Like many people, Shawmayne hoped to connect, laugh, and maybe start something new. But things didn't go as planned. By the end of the night, Shawmayne's life was tragically cut short. Her family was left devastated, and the small Mississippi community was rocked by the horror of what had happened. This isn't just a story about one terrible crime. It's about hate, loss, and the questions that remain. Shawmayne's story isn't just heartbreaking. It's also a painful reminder of the dangers transgender people face every day. For Black transgender women like Shawmayne, even something as simple as dating can carry risks. Each interaction comes with the fear. Will this person accept me for who I am? Or will they respond with rejection, or worse, violence? For Shawmayne, what started as a regular night turned into a nightmare. And her death highlights the dangers of prejudice and misunderstanding that so many transgender people face in their lives. Shawmayne was born on May 8, 1995, in Gulfport, Mississippi. She grew up in a close family, surrounded by love and support. Those who knew her say she was full of life, with a bright smile and a kind heart. Her confidence and strong sense of self inspired others, even as she faced challenges many couldn't imagine. Her friends and family describe her as a queen, someone who always dressed beautifully, spoke her truth, and brought warmth to everyone around her. Shawmayne was proud of who she was, and despite the struggles she faced as a transgender woman, she never let the world dim her light. She had recently taken an exciting step in her life by becoming a certified nursing assistant. This was more than a job for Shawmayne. It was a chance to care for others, to build a future, and to show the world she could achieve her dreams. On the other side of this tragic story is 22-year-old Makhari Gasaway, a man Shawmayne met on a dating app. When he saw her profile, he was drawn to her beauty and confidence. They quickly agreed to meet for a casual Netflix and chill night. It seemed simple enough, two people spending time together, getting to know each other. But that night, something went terribly wrong. Reports say that as the evening went on, Makhari became angry when he realized Shawmayne was transgender. For reasons that may never be fully understood, his anger turned violent. In a shocking and senseless act, he pulled out a gun and shot Shawmayne, killing her instantly. The violence didn't stop there. Shawmayne's sister, who was in the apartment at the time, became Makhari's next target. He shot her multiple times, leaving her critically injured and fighting for her life. What should have been a quiet night turned into a scene of chaos and heartbreak. Neighbors heard the gunshots and called the police. By the time officers arrived, Shawmayne was gone, and her sister was rushed to the hospital, barely clinging to life. Makhari fled the scene on a bicycle, leaving behind blood and evidence that would later lead police to him. As investigators worked to understand what had happened, they uncovered a chilling motive. Makhari claimed he felt tricked by Shawmayne, saying he didn't know she was transgender before the date. This excuse, often called the trans panic defense, has been used in courtrooms before to justify acts of violence against transgender people. But it doesn't change the facts. Shawmayne was killed because of prejudice, ignorance, and hate. Her sister's survival was a miracle, but the emotional and physical scars from that night will stay with her forever. For the family, the loss of Shawmayne was a pain they could never have imagined. She was more than a victim, she was a daughter, a sister, a friend, and someone who had so much more to give. Eventually, Makhari was arrested and charged with murder and attempted murder. He later accepted a plea deal, ensuring he would spend years behind bars. But for Shawmayne's family, no amount of prison time could bring her back or make up for what they had lost. Shawmayne's death is more than just one person's tragedy. It's a reminder of the risks transgender people face every day. Her story shows the urgent need for understanding, empathy, and action to stop the violence against transgender individuals. Shawmayne was a bright, loving, and vibrant woman who deserved safety, respect, and happiness. She didn't deserve what happened to her. And while her family mourns, they also hope her story will inspire change, so no one else has to endure this kind of pain. If this story moved you, leave a comment with your thoughts and subscribe to our channel for more stories that uncover the truth and honor the lives of those who deserve to be remembered. Together, we can raise awareness and stand against hate in all its forms.